Good morning, everybody. How are you? I know I'm a lot late, not a little late, a lot late, like an hour late, and I apologize. But I got an email this morning from Amazon inviting me to be a part of a new program for businesses in which we are allowed to do like a little segment about the owners and the company themselves. And I've learned very early in life that if you don't act immediately, you put it on the back burner, you forget about it, and before you know it, months go by and it still hasn't been done. And when you're part of a beta test that Amazon is putting on, you jump at it, because if you don't act on it, you get cut out of those. And so I apologize. They're in review now. Hopefully soon there'll be a little snippet about Lynette and I and why we started Scarlet Arrow and why it means so much to us. Obviously, if you go to there we go, scarletarrow.com, you can see that. I have a little bit. I need to put it at the top bar, but it's at the footer at the bottom of the main page. There's an About Us portion. It tells a little bit of our story, why we chose our name, why it means so much to us, and etc. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about perception. And everything, in my opinion, can go back to perception. Whether you're communicating properly or not, you may feel that you are, but how the person's receiving the information is actually more important than the information you're giving. And that's hard to digest, because as society and as individuals, we focus on us, and not about others. And if you have to stop and realize that what you're saying is not nearly as important as what they're hearing, you have to really put yourself in their shoes and make sure that whomever your target audience is understanding what you want them to understand. And that goes for both personal and business. Dan Locke is a professional business guy that I follow. He put out a picture today that is a guy standing. I'm looking at it, trying to describe it to you. So practicing your perception deal. So it's a picture of himself standing next to a Bentley and a private jet. And he's got a bunch of fans taking pictures, asking for autographs. And then he's standing on a foundation of words that can't be seen because it's under the ground. And it says, what we don't see is rejection, failure, fear, suffering, planning, pain, vision, grit, hope, goals, discipline, passion, sadness, elation, hard work, effort, motivation, support, desire, and time. And I don't know if I said vision or not. So a lot of times, and this came up in our Facebook group for our Amazon training in the 9 University, is a lot of people see those of us, and I put myself up there now because I try my best to help others because I am successful at this, that are successful. When you're first starting out, it's so frustrating and it's so hard because just finding the right product is hard. And then having the testicular fortitude to push that buy button for $3,500 on some product you have not proven, nothing's been proven, you just trust, is very hard to do. And so everyone sees us making money, and we put our screenshots up there. In September, it was just under $54,750 was my sales in September, which is a huge month. It was great, but you didn't see my 2 sales in January, my 25 sales in February. My 135 sales, which is 3 a day, is awesome. I loved it. But in September, I was doing almost 200 a day on Amazon, which is unheard of. So you don't know the struggles. You don't understand all that. All you see is the perception of success, which is there, but you don't see the struggles that get you that point. And believe me, you struggle every day as a business owner. If you can't adapt, if you can't roll with the punches, then you're going to die. And so you have to learn to do that. And then to circle this all the way back around, we're almost to the 5 minutes, and I promise we're keeping these close to 5 as we can, is personal. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of story about me and my wife. We just had our 9-year anniversary And at the end of last Christmas, I say the 90th anniversary, just kind of get perspective how long we've been married and have been together. But at the end of last Christmas, she said, I'd like to get a new Christmas tree because this one is old. It was a hand-me-down. And since we were starting to make more money, she just asked if it was something I could fit into the budget. She gave me a year's notice, blah, blah, blah. And that's all I asked for. Is if you need something, let me know what it is, and I'll do whatever in my power to make it happen. And she rarely asks for anything. So when she does, I'll move mountains to make sure it happens. But I believe my job as the man of the house, as the husband, as the bread maker, is to take the stress of finances and that burden off my wife, my kids, the pets, anybody in our contact. That's on me. I don't need to share that with you. And oftentimes I find myself negotiating with myself out loud. And so that's kind of what happened this year is she said she found a tree for, I think it was $250 or something like that. And I was just $250. That's not what I was thinking. I wasn't really ready for that. And I'm saying this out loud, and I probably said it in a little bit more harsh of a way because I'm getting onto myself more or less for not being prepared to provide her what I promised her I would do. And so she found a really awesome, badass tree for like $165, and she was just thrilled. I was happy. She was happy. It's what she wanted. It shows up. She opens the package. It's exactly what she wants, and it says box A. And it's a 12-foot tree, and only half of the tree is there. So she calls Walmart, which is actually where she got it from. It was an independent vendor through Walmart, and says, I only got half of my order. I need a 12-foot tree. This is like 5.5 foot. It's just the base. I need the top. And or was it the other way around? Anyway, it doesn't matter. No, it was the top. She couldn't even make a 5-foot tree out of it. So anyway, they said, well, according to our system, this is just a 1-box thing. And she's like, there are 6 sections to this tree or 5 sections to this tree. There is no way it would fit in 1 box. The box itself says that there's 2 boxes. What are we going to do to fix this? And they said nothing. So I felt her frustration. I then had to digest, why are we in this situation? And that all those arrows were pointing back to me because her perception of me getting onto myself because of finances made her feel that she needed to get something a little bit inferior than what she had her dream set on. And I just told her yesterday, I said, what about this tree here? And she's like, well, that's almost triple the price. Wasn't really looking at that because you weren't excited about a $200 tree. And so I had to explain to her that was on me for not planning ahead and fulfilling the promise I had obligated to doing, and that I will make sure it happens. It's going to happen. I will, if I've got to sacrifice other things to make it happen, that's what's going to happen. But so we went and we got the tree that she wanted, and quality is so much better. I mean, I can go on and on about how even an extra $100 and what it came down to, circling back around, is I messed up. I didn't communicate. I didn't make sure that her perception was what I wanted it to be, that she understood it wasn't her that I was upset or frustrated with. And then at the end, it was like, for $100, $200, how many times in your life would you give an arm and a leg for your spouse just to be happy and not frustrated? And she does so much for the kids, for herself, for our family, that all I have to do is show my appreciation by spending a little bit more money on her than she deserves it. So I kind of kicked myself around with that, went and got the tree she wanted. Now she's just glowing because it's fills up the house and is just what she wanted. So long story short, business, personal lives, spiritual life, all forms of life, you may be communicating as crystal and as clear as you feel you are. But in reality, it could be a muddy mess, a cloudy mess on the perception end. And that's all that the results are going to be. So take time to make sure that the people that you are talking to and trying to communicate with fully understand what your message is, so that it is clear coming out and being received. And then you will be a lot more successful. So have a great day. Let's start off this week on a bang. I'm getting excited. We've got more rugs on their way to the house. My wife's not as excited about them to the house, but I am. And hopefully today or tomorrow we're accepted with Jane and making even more money. So check out scarletarrow.com. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.